We're at Bobby and Dave's house, but Bobby's not here. Oops, I'm shaking a little. We just had calzone and wings. From what place did we get it from, Bob?
Dimitri's. Yes. Dimitri's on Lewis in Warrisburg.
Yeah, there you go. You have it straight from my husband's mouth. And it was delicious.
It was very good.
It was good. I've been craving calzone for how long?
Yeah. The one place we like to go, where we usually get excellent pizza and cheesesteaks and stuff, does not do calzones. So Dave got his calzone this time.
Yeah, we had
calzones.
we had Italian calzone, and we had cheesesteak calzone. I didn't eat any of the cheesesteak one. And we had some hot wings.
Yes.
Hot wings.
Wings could be better.
That's what I said. So
Oh,
you agree with
it's
me that
absolutely cool.
they weren't like horrible wings, but they weren't great.
Yes, what's the temperature you said it was? 80 degrees outside?
Hey Google, what's the temperature outside?
The current temperature in Royersburg is 79.
Ooh.
Down another degree.
Ooh.
I told you.
Arctic.
But it's hot. It's hotter in the apartment.
Yeah.
But
Air.
Dave doesn't want to put the air conditioner in because it's gonna the high's gonna be 50 tomorrow.
Yeah, 50 degrees tomorrow.
50 degrees Fahrenheit.
No, it's Celsius.
Well, I have people that use Celsius. I have friends on the internet
boiling.
that uses Celsius.
Because 50 degrees is what, 2 something? Right?
100 degrees Celsius is boiling, so 212 is fair. 212 is 100 Celsius.
I know that
37.
zero
37 Celsius is 98.6. That's body temperature.
and 0 degrees Celsius is
Is 32.
freezing, which is 32 degrees
So-
Fahrenheit.
Those are the only numbers I know.
The
Yeah, that's
equation's
all I
like
know.
1 plus 32, or 1 times, or 1 point
Yeah.
something times plus 32.
32, yeah.
Yeah, it's weird.
It's
like,
weird.
why is that conversion so difficult?
Math is weird.
Because they said it freezes at 0,
It's a good
boils
weird.
at 100.
Yep.
And then they
And
just
then-
shoved everything
yeah.
in between. Let's divide it all up.
Well, my thing is, what came first?
The chicken.
Yeah, the chicken. I thought it was the egg. You just said the egg earlier.
No, I said the chicken.
Did you say the
The
chicken?
chicken has to lay the egg.
Yeah, but
It has to be the chicken.
what came before that chicken then?
But the chicken hatches from an egg.
Yes, but a chicken had to lay that other egg.
But what came before
But-
that chicken?
Another egg.
So the egg came
Is
first.
that before that egg? There was no chicken.
Before that egg. Or before that chicken. there was an
You're
egg.
just
Ad
getting
nauseum.
confusing. So,
Subaru slow bracelet.
and in the morning we went.
Oh, that's cute. They are actually a very gay-friendly company.
I'm gay friendly.
Me too.
They every year at Pride Fest they have a booth. I think they are only car manufacturer there that has a booth.
Okay.
But then again, their USA headquarters is based out of Cherry Hill. Well, now it's going to be Cherry Hill, New Jersey.
Is Pride?
Is that significant? Is that like the gay capital in the area? Or?
No, it's just local.
No.
You don't.
Oh, yeah, I was wondering if that's
Yeah.
a correlation to why they're gay friendly.
No, it's just
Cherry Hill's
No.
the gay
Well, okay.
capital.
What other headquarters for major auto corporations are local?
Probably not.
So, as an auto corporation, you want to be a part of the community.
Absolutely.
So, my thing is, the reason why they're at the Pride Fest is because they
Because
are
they're
local. However, with that all said, Subaru as a company is actually very gay friendly. So, that's always nice.
So when you say the Pride Fest, is that the same thing as the parade?
The gay pride parade.
Yes and no.
It's the
Gay
same
pride parade, an
day.
event of.
There are multiple times in a year where us gays like to get together in the neighborhood and celebrate.
Well, I know there's National Coming Out Day.
The neighborhood.
There's Pride Fest, and there is. I actually have a gay calendar, believe it or not.
Would you say that gay calendar is the gay agenda?
That's pretty gay.
I'm stealing my son's joke. My son Bobby said he wants to get a personal calendar and call it the gay agenda.
Really gay calendar. can actually look this up. It's very easy. You literally just type in Philly Gay Calendar and it's Pride. It's Philly Pride. And okay, I think it's Outfest is the other one.
Yeah, that's what I said. National Coming Out Day.
That's October the 11th.
Oh.
Oh, I was curious of the date. Like,
I'm
like
sure I'm sure
3/14, March 14th is Pi Day, and
yeah,
and 4/20 is May the 4th.
My guess is, and I'll have to look this up to confirm it, but it's probably the march on Stonewall, the same day that the March on Stonewall happened.
Why? What's that? What's
So there was this. There was
It's in New York, right?
Yeah.
New York.
There was this big. I think it was a march, or it was a. It was. They were standing up for their own rights, and there was a whole like I want to say riot, but I don't think it was a riot.
No. I think it was in 1970, wasn't it?
I'm looking up one other thing right now. So
I was just looking at that last night because
Stonewall.
Because what happened was I was looking at the history of the Gay Pride Parade, and I thought I remembered the Gay Pride Parade in Philadelphia starting in the 80s, and it did. It started in 1988.
Okay.
So, but the first one was like in 1970 in New York City.
Yeah.
New York City!
Why can't I find?
And I always wanted to go to the Gay Pride Parade, but, you know, back then, you didn't go to the Gay Pride Parade unless you wanted people to beat you up. No offense, but that was true. That, not to be offensive. How is that offensive? It's only offensive if you're the one beating people up. I don't know what I'm saying. Right?
That was the only reason I had any problem with Bobby coming out. I was worried, especially since he was so goofy and naive.
Vulnerable.
I was afraid.
He's nice to everybody.
I thought he was. Yeah, I thought he was going to be nice to somebody. He's going to be
Get beaten
about
up.
it, and he's going to get his butt kicked. I was so afraid of that.
And there's still people getting beat up.
Well, and the problem. Okay, so this is totally getting into the gay.
Is it okay if I'm videotaping this stuff?
I just don't want to represent us the wrong way.
Well, Dave is not a representative nor associate of the gay community, although he is gay.
I was actually the Gay Straight Alliance president for my college for 2 years. Anyway, so there's obviously this big. Okay, so let me backtrack. One of the biggest questions I get asked all the time, or one of the questions I get asked all the time, why do you choose to be gay?
Choose to be gay?
Yeah. I mean, I know it sounds funny to,
Like-
think about. It's silly. It's a silly question. But there are a lot of people who are naive in regards to this situation, or are they just don't understand. And, I'm not I'm not a radical, I'm not, crazy or anything. I will explain to them in the best way I can explain to them. The best way I've explained it to them is, would anybody choose to be persecuted? Would anybody choose to be hated just because you love somebody, like that? That's the same sex. Why would somebody choose to be put in those kinds of positions? And I feel like, you see a lot of parents, and in that connection, you see a lot of parents who have kids who are coming out at earlier ages, but their parents are not accepting them. They're afraid of what's going to happen to their kids. So it comes off as non-acceptance. And that's the problem.
Well, when I told Bobby that, what I told you about how I was worried about when he came out, I was worried about him becoming a victim.
Right.
I told him, I was upfront with him. I told him
Yep.
that's the only problem I have with
Right.
with your decision. you
Right.
know.
Well, there are parents that they don't understand how to clearly discuss that with their children. So like when a 13-year-old, for example, comes out to their parents thinking, saying, I think I'm gay, because at that age,
Aw,
we didn't get that
poor
on video,
kitty
did you?
cat.
That
No,
wasn't
I
me. Yeah,
didn't.
So there are a lot of parents out there that just don't know how to approach the situation without coming across as not accepting. And the biggest thing I tell people is, let's just say, because I don't want to say who this person is, I had a girl come to me once, an older lady, older girl. Let's just say she's a friend of the family, and she asked me because she thinks her son is gay. I think he was like 10 at the time. And she says, as a parent, how do I approach this? How do I let them know that it's okay to be, who they choose to be? And I said, the only thing you can do is just love them and be there for them. To go out and say, look, I know you're gay, or hey, I support your choice, or whatever, you're putting yourself into a situation that is going to look negative. And it's only going to cause questions and problems for the child growing up. I said, the best thing you could do is tell them, I'm here for you. I love you for whoever you are. I love you unconditionally. And if you ever need to talk to me, you have my undivided attention, and I am here for you. If you approach it that way, hopefully the kid will understand that if they are struggling with something, that maybe they are trying to come to terms with their sexuality.
Maybe they are, maybe they aren't. Maybe
right,
they
exactly.
don't know what they are yet.
Exactly. And that's where when you bully somebody, oh, you're gay, and stuff like that. That's where it causes issues. Is because you're automatically assuming that person is a way that they may not be. Because of their mannerisms.
And you're making it seem like it's a bad thing to be.
Right. And it's not even that. I mean, there are people. We were discussing this earlier about images. Your body image, for example.
Yeah.
If you see somebody who is thin and what you think might be healthy, they may be underweight and they might be trying to gain weight, but you're complimenting them because you think they're good looking. They're the right, but you're bringing up.
Reinforcing what
exactly.
they want.
So that's where you kind of have to pick and choose. That's the way I look at it.
Well, you know what I found weird. I want to put myself in
That's
that.
fine. I hope so, because it's your vlog.
No, like when we were down in Texas.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to my nephews, and I was saying something about when you grow up, like if you're with the woman you're with, and then I said, or the man you're with. And then as soon as I say that, everybody starts laughing. Like, it still is automatically a joke if you say that somebody might be with a guy, or they might, you know what I mean? If you say that somebody might be with the same sex, but I try to make it seem like it's okay, you should be able to talk about that stuff.
Right.
And
that's the biggest thing, is make it normalized. And I think that's the reason why the gay community was forcing more, gay culture on TV. I mean, when it first started really happening, it was dramatic. I mean, it was like, it wasn't, hey, there's a gay family here. It was sex. It was in your face. It was everything that the stereotypes reinforce. And it was horrible. I enjoyed it because it was fun. I enjoyed it because it was fun. But it was one of those things where it wasn't good for the community, because it put out those stereotypes and it reinforce those stereotypes. What about having the show, what's that, there's this show, I think it's the O'Donnells or something like that. It's a CBS or NBC show about this family, and one of the kids are gay.
Yeah, I can't remember what that's called.
I think it's O'Donnell's. I watched a few episodes of it.
It's where there's two husbands and they have like a Asian.
No. This is
this is a
husband, wife, and 3 kids. I think it was a daughter, a younger daughter, older son, and the middle son. The middle son is gay.
Oh, okay. No, I don't know about this one.
But it's not over the top. It is what people deal with on a daily basis in that kind of situation. You know, there's a movie that's coming out right now that's about a boy, a teenager, I think it is, who is in high school, who is gay, but he doesn't know how to come out without being persecuted.
Is that the Simon one?
Yes.
Okay.
I kind of want to see it. But Bob's like, oh, you want to go see some girly movie? And I'm like,
I'll see
no, I
it
want to
with
see
you.
it because I can relate with that, you know? So, but, yeah. So anyway, yeah, that's my soapbox.
He's off the soapbox now. Oh, I didn't get you waving. Do the wave again. Wave.
Sorry. I didn't mean to take your long.
Which speech? Oh, how come you choose to be gay?
It's,
I have to tell you that I had friends that I went to school with that tried to choose not to be gay, and it's not pretty. It is not pretty, because when they can't not be gay, then they try to hurt themselves, so...
Well, not only that, but there are organizations that feel that torture is the best way to get you to not be gay.
Yeah, therapy and all this other kind of stuff. It's not a mental illness.
No, and it's only going to cause long-term damage, and that's the problem. Like you see, and that's the other thing. There are certain areas where, you know, parents just they think that it's a mental disorder or it's a choice, and they don't want their kids to deal with it, or they feel that their kids are, you know, acting out or whatever the case may be, and they send them to these clinics, and they're getting shock therapy.
Ugh.
Where they tie electrodes to their private parts, and they show them images of like.
All right, I'm not putting this on the video.
You don't have to, but
because it
it's true.
sounds gross.
This actually happens, and the problem is, people condone it, and they allow their kids to go through this thing.
Well, I feel the same way. I know this is a different subject, but I feel a similar way to when they have exorcisms for people, and it's usually someone with a psychological problem.
Right.
And they'll tie them to a bed and not give them food
So what
and
if they
keep.
really are possessed? Like
Well,
supernatural.
then go on a TV show or something. I don't know. No, don't go on a TV show.
The head starts spinning around. They start puking.
Now this conversation is devolving. We were having a lovely conversation. Was it lovely? It was lovely till we got to the electrodes. Then it was...
Well, I mean, it's okay. So, I guess my question for you would be this: discussing something that is uncomfortable, is it wrong to discuss it?
No, it's not wrong to discuss it. I just don't know if it's right for my channel. I'll have to decide that later.
Well, it's one of those things where, what about discussing the Holocaust?
I don't normally discuss. Like, see, when we went to Germany, we went and visited Dachau, which is one of the prison camps, and I didn't discuss that at all on my vlog because I didn't know what to say about it. Honestly, it was a horrible thing to see, and
Very educational, but very disturbing at the same time.
I think the weirdest thing I saw there was young people taking selfies in front of the gate, like with smiles and stuff. I thought that was really
They don't understand.
creepy.
They
But
don't
yeah,
understand.
yeah, probably
And
not.
that's the problem. People don't understand. Even adults don't understand. And that's where problems arise.
They did a very good job, though, of making it solemn and quiet, and there's a lot of open space. I mean, if you go to the website and talk about, and because you want to go or whatever, they tell you that it's a solemn place. It's meant for reflection and about the horrors that happened there. It's not meant to be a fun place or anything like that. If you're going there expecting to see some cool stuff, you don't.
And that's the problem. I think that people go places they don't assume. I mean, it's going to a battlefield, for example. Yeah, it was a battlefield. A lot of people died there,
We went to Gettysburg.
Yeah. So, I mean, we're at Gettysburg. It's a big thing, but you're standing on the ground.
Kids were climbing on the cannons and stuff like that.
But I'm saying you're standing on ground that, I don't know how many people died in that war, but that part of the war, but you know, a lot of people died in that battle. So, how do you handle that? I mean, you're standing in a spot that a lot of people died. 9/11. Okay, there is a memorial right now for it, right? So when you go there, is it solemn? Are you
Supposed
standing
to
there?
be. I haven't been there.
We went
The
when they
memorial
were
wasn't-
still
They were still building it.
Yeah.
we went when there was just a hole, remember, and there was a tour.
They had a memorial area.
And we
It
were
wasn't
supposed
like
to be
it was the
quiet.
permanent one.
Yeah,
it's
we were
supposed
supposed to be
quiet.
quiet. Yeah.
Right.
So
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we know this because we lived it.
yeah.
In 30 years, when kids are in that area, how do you think they're going to react? So, I mean, it's, you know, it's one of those things where, you know, it comes down to knowledge of what you're dealing with and, you know, how you handle it. I mean, obviously you take your kids to Dachau, you want to explain to them what the hell is going
Yeah.
on, pardon my French. You want to explain to them what's going on so they understand the gravity of the situation.
The end of our Saturday night. Well, I'm back home and I have the dog outside. But we did a little bit of D&D gaming. We used a box for a Diablo setup type thing, but it's D&D system. And I'm going to get ready to go to bed, so I hope you're having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!